Have you ever stopped to think why Jiu-Jitsu has evolved so much and how much it has changed since you first started? Just recently, I read a book on an author who defended the world has evolved more in the last 200 years than the 2000 years prior to that. He defended that if you would get somebody who was born on the year 1000 and put the same person on the year 1500, that person would feel very little difference. He would recognize the world as the same world and have no problem. But if you would get somebody who was born 200 years ago and put on the current days, that person would not recognize our world. He would see it as if it was another planet, something that was out of his mind and he could have no comprehension of what's going on right now. And that made me think of a parallel situation with Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu is fairly new and there's only a few decades. But if you would put somebody that started Jiu-Jitsu in the early years comparing to now, there would be still some recognition, but of course a lot of difference as well. But what made so much evolution, and the author defended that it was because the population has grown so much that there were so many people thinking, so many brains thinking that made it the technologies and science and everything developed very fast. And comparing to Jiu-Jitsu again, when you think about it, in the beginning, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the way we understand, it was created by the Gracie family and their close students. And nowadays, we have millions of people doing Jiu-Jitsu all over the world, so that means there are millions of brains thinking of it every day. When somebody in the other side of the world think of a technique, it posts on YouTube or it does on a tournament, we get to see right away. And I see the other person doing something that is similar to my game or fits my game, so I can go ahead, put it on my game, develop, maybe do a little bit better, put it back there, and he's gonna see, and everybody develops. That's why we have such a fast evolution nowadays. Now think if that was possible when Carlos Gracie and Hélio Gracie learned Jiu-Jitsu from the Japanese, and they were able to develop the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu the way they did, but they had the possibility of stay connected and send a message to Maeda and say, hey look, we have developed this, what do you think? And with his experience he would say, wow, that's great, how about you add this? And if they had this exchange, how much faster it would be. So we live in such a great moment that we can do this, we're living this, we're able to do that experience. Imagine with my experience or the experience of somebody who has as many years as I do training, if we can keep our mind open to the things that are being done today, put in our game, give it back, add a little detail, make a little bit adjustment and send it back, who's going to benefit for it? It's Jiu-Jitsu. The Jiu-Jitsu is going to keep growing. Don't close your mind to it.